I'm recording myself sort of very special for adult skaters to try to address what I see as some common problems or some common issues that I see particularly with adult skaters. And today, in the very first clip, I'd like to address the backspin. Backspin is a very scary spin for most skaters. I think it's scary even for the very little skaters. You can see that because usually they have a hard time getting it just like adults do. The lower level skaters, the younger skaters, have a little bit easier time often because they're a little bit less afraid and they have a lot less far to fall. So the big thing that makes it challenging and scary, I want to just address, is what we're trying to do is we're trying to balance on one foot on this right side. And to do a spin, we have to get on an outside edge with the backspin. And to do that, we really have to feel like we're inside that circle. Okay? And that's what's really scary for everyone, is everybody wants to, particularly adult skaters, want to feel safe and want to feel like they can put their foot down. So they always want to feel like they want to be out here somewhere so they can put their foot down. So one of the first things I like to do with my adult skaters is I like to have them just stand there and see if they can feel comfortable balancing. Okay, you can see that I've got a little bit of wiggling going on at my foot, but I'm just trying to get to a point where I can balance on my skate. It's very helpful to get the feeling of being right over your skate. You'll notice that right now I'm doing it with the foot sort of off to the side or just in front of me, sort of an H position. I can also do it by pulling the foot across and getting used to the foot being across position. At first, I would do this at the barrier. So I would have my adult skater hang on to the barrier and just get into this position, and then slowly get used to doing one hand and then pulling the hands up briefly, then both hands, and really getting comfortable with being able to balance there. So a lot of times adult skaters will learn this and they'll actually have a forward edge on the spin, okay? And this is common for young skaters as well. One of the fastest ways to get a real backspin where we're gliding backwards from that is to feel like we move forward on our blade. And that's one of the big keys in doing a backspin. If we can feel like we get up near our toe pick, it's really, really going to help. And I know that there's a lot of top coaches that teach backspins to their little skaters as nothing more than like doing a back pivot and then trying to feel like they stay right up near their toe pick. Okay? I don't demonstrate that very well because I don't use that so much. I really like the idea of, you know, if a skater's in this position, I want them to come forward and try to make small circles going backwards. So I let my skaters do 3 turns and I let them skate forward on the blade and then focus on moving forward on the blade so that they flip it over to the other edge. Now again, all of that's very scary for adults, and one of the things that young skaters have an advantage is if they're not quite as scared, and because they know they don't have as far to fall, they will go fast. So you see skaters, young skaters on this forward inside edge, and then you'll see them flip it over and go really fast. The challenge with most of the adult skaters I've worked with is going really fast feels very, very scary. And most of my adult skaters are more cautious. They want to feel it be under control the whole time. Whereas the young skaters are often very willing to go through that transition from going forward to backward. They're willing to go through that really fast and hope they get through it. Whereas adult skaters want to be under control for the whole part of it. So I guess my advice there is sometimes I challenge my adult skaters and say, okay, you're not going to be in it very long, but start with the spin that you have, okay, here, and then just one quick turn trying to be up near the toe. Often that really helps them get the feel of it. Okay, to end this video, I have one other little trick and tip for this spin, and that is to start from a 2-foot spin with pigeon toes. And the whole idea here is you just want to be spinning and feel really comfortable. And then what's going to happen is, in a 2-foot spin, I have one skate spinning forward and one skating backwards. And what I do is I flip over so that both skates are skating backwards. This is a great way to get the feeling of being on this back outside edge for the skater, or for the skate. I'm going to demonstrate. Here is what it looks like. So get a little speed up, turn it here. Do you see my pigeon toe? And then I flip the edge. Okay? And I'm going to do it again. You'll notice that I have to have a slightly bent knee when I turn this foot in. This one bends and kind of points at the other knee to get them both on the outside edge. As an advanced, once a skater is comfortable with this, the advanced version of this is to slowly pick up this foot for very brief periods of time until they can hold it for longer. I'll demonstrate again. Here's our 2-foot spin, slightly pigeon toe, flip it, right, and pick up a foot. Okay, and eventually the skater learns to get all the way up and under control. Okay, I hope this video on backspin was helpful to you. Thanks. The next video coming up is on the loop jump. Take care.